Good morning. Hey, today we're gathered here in mental matrimony, and hey, I just want to say what's up. Hey, I was thinking about something. Are you living in joy? Are you having fun? Are you enjoying life? Ask yourself that question. Let that marinate for a while. Are you enjoying life? Are you enjoying your life? Are you enjoying the gift of life that you've been given? Because some people didn't wake up today. Somebody somewhere, their husband or their wife or their partner, they rolled over in the bed. They tried to wake their spouse up. They shook them or whatever, and they didn't move. They didn't wake up. So their day is not filled with joy because life has just left. Life of that soul has just left. So my challenge to you today is to enjoy this life that you've been given. Don't take it for granted. Because just because you got it, it don't mean you're gonna have it forever. And we're not gonna have it forever. So we need to take and maximize the moments in this thing called life. Today, yesterday is gone. You can't get it back. You can't even get tomorrow. But you got today. And so my question to you is, are you enjoying this day? How are you starting your day? How are you starting your day? You starting it looking at your phone, looking at this thing here? Is that how you starting it, looking at that thing? Because if you are, it may not be filled with much joy. You know, I encourage you to look within, not without, but look within, in the spiritual and the mental aspect, and take inventory. Take inventory. You know, people take inventory of physical things. I'm challenging you to take inventory of your thoughts. How you been thinking? How you been thinking lately? You been thinking up, down, sideways? How you been thinking? Because how you're thinking is going to determine how you're feeling. It's going to determine where you're going, you know? And so that's my challenge to you, is to embrace joy, embrace living, embrace it. Go for a walk, get out in nature. You know, I love the mountains. I love the mountains. I love the trees. I love the beauty. I love the skies. I love the stars. You know, these are things that bring me joy. Are you doing things that bring you joy and peace and happiness? You know, I just want to challenge you to embrace that. When's the last time you just laughed out loud and just laughed at yourself and just really had fun with that? You know, are you taking life too serious? Are you taking things too serious? It's got you tensed up. I want to encourage you to not tense up, but to relax. Relax. You can be intense, but have relaxed intensity. Relaxed intensity. And what does that mean? That means just flow in it. Flow in this moment. Because I can't even get back 2 minutes of the video I just did. I can't get it back. So right now, I choose to flow in love and joy and peace and being happy, man. Shoot, let's be happy. Make light, make fun of some of the dumb stuff that happens. You know, if you do something stupid, laugh at yourself. That was funny. You know, I remember one time I slipped and busted my butt on some ice. And true story, I was at a garage, a storage garage, and my wife saw me pass in front of the truck. And then all of a sudden she saw me disappear. And all of a sudden then I popped up like Jack in the Box. I just popped up. And I'm laughing. She's like, what happened? I said, I just busted my butt. And I was laughing at myself. I didn't hurt myself. I'm very grateful that I work out And that's another part of being happy, is being healthy. Being healthy. Because see, money can't buy you that. Money can't buy you health. You know, the new wealth is health. And so you got to take care of your body. You got to stay healthy. And so that's part of being happy, is when your stuff don't ache and hurt and you're not in pain. Shoot, that feels good. It's kind of like, I was talking with a client, and she runs, and she's in her 50s. She runs, she's in great shape. And we were talking about the runner's high, is that I trained and did a half marathon with my brother-in-law years ago. It was a rock and roll half marathon. And, you know, I was training for it up here, and she made a comment, because she lived here in Colorado. She's going to be moving to Arizona. She says, yeah, you train high and run low. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But she was saying how she gets this runner's high. And I could totally relate to it, because when you're moving, you're outside in nature, you're breathing, you start getting into your rhythm of your run. You know, when you first start running, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of jumpy and jiggly, but you're getting into it, then you get into a rhythm of flow. And you're kind of like that horse, or like that deer that's just out there running. And I told her, I said, yeah, I remember as I was running and training for this half marathon, the rock and roll half marathon is back in Virginia Beach. I said, I remember just feeling exhilaration and excitement. And we was just talking about the runner's high. And so, are you getting high on life? You know, are you smoking some good joy? Are you sipping on some good happiness? Huh? Get high on life. Get high on life. Enjoy this moment, because you may not get it back. You know, I'm moving down this road here. Anything could happen. But right now, I feel joy. I feel peace. And there's something about that. Money can't buy. You can't write a check for that. You can't put it on layaway. It's something that you enjoy in the moment. It's just enjoying the moment. So I want to challenge you to embrace today. Choose to be happy. Choose to live that abundant life. And that abundant life, you know, it says in the word, he says, I come to give you life, and life more abundantly. And the abundant life is not just in one area of finances. He says, I pray that you prosper, that's money, and be in good health, that's physically, even as your soul prospers, that's spiritually. So the creator that created you wants you to be abundant. And so just receive it, and be abundant in your relationships. Be abundant in your relationships. I'm going to do it in another video, talking about how to have a quality life, how to really live your best life. And it ain't just with money. So this is for everybody. All right. And you guys have a great day. Holla at you later. Shalom.